Shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda Ben Shomer, and welcome to the Daily Drosh. Today's Daily Drosh is taken from Deuteronomy chapter 8, and I'm going to be reading verse 2. It says, "Remember how Adonai your God led you for 40 years in the wilderness." Have you ever had a trial, a crisis, some kind of trouble or tribulation come your way, and you just kind of heave a heavy sigh and throw your arms up in the air and look up towards heaven and say, "Why, God? Why me, God?" Let's read the other half of this verse. God right here gives the reason for the children of Israel wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. He says, to humble you, to test you, and know your innermost heart, whether you would keep my commandments or not. And so they're in the wilderness for 40 years. God's purpose is to humble them, to test them, to know their innermost heart, whether they'll keep his commandments or not. And he goes on to say, he humbled you. He made you feel hunger. Okay, so crisis upon crisis. They're already in the wilderness. And on top of that, there's no food. And he says, he fed you with manna, which is bread from heaven. It's a miracle, which neither you nor your fathers had known, to make you understand that man does not live by bread alone. In other words, man just doesn't live because of material possessions or material things. He does not live by bread alone, but the man lives on everything that comes from the mouth of Adonai. The clothes on your back did not wear out. So in the wilderness, they didn't have a change of clothes. They didn't have a wardrobe that they took with them out of Egypt. They didn't have any food, they didn't have any clothes, and it says, the clothes on your back didn't wear out. He miraculously allowed these clothes to last. And your feet were not swollen all these 40 years. Learn from this that Adonai your God was training you as a man trains his child, and keeps the commandments of Adonai your God, and so follow his ways and receive him. So next time you're going through a trial, a test, a trouble, a temptation, a tribulation, crisis, whatever, and you're just so frustrated and you're like, why, God? Why me? Think of this verse. Why? He's doing it to test you. He's doing it to see if you will keep his commandments and not waver and not compromise your standards in the middle of a crisis. That you won't cut corners and attempt to take the easy way out, which isn't an easy way at all. He's doing it also because crises, troubles, trials, tribulations, testings, these are perfect grounds for God to show his provision, his miracles, his miraculous provision, his miraculous care for his children, those he loves. When you're in the tightest spot, when you're in the toughest way, that's when God is going to come through, and it's going to be miraculous. Because people are going to see it, they're going to be like, man, there's no way that these people could have survived in the wilderness without food. Where did they get their food? There's no way that they could have survived in the wilderness with just one pair of clothes. There's no way that they could have walked around in the wilderness for 40 years and their feet not swell. God blessed them and protected them and provided for them for their every need in the wilderness. The wilderness that was harsh and unforgiving, dry as a bone. He provided water from a rock, after all. So he provided bread from heaven for them to eat. Their clothes didn't wear out. It was a miracle. So next time you're going through a crisis and you say, why, God? Think of this verse and remember he's testing you, he's trying you, he's training you up to love him, to follow him, to rely on him, and he's opening the door to bless your socks off, to provide you with a provision or a miracle that you didn't see coming. Thanks for listening. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Hey parents, want to get your kids involved in Torah but just don't know how? Well, go to my website, abrahamsdescendants.com, and look for the Kids Torah portions. Or go to my YouTube channel and check out Kids Torah.